Right now, as of right now, they are still searching for the knife in the murder of the four Idaho college students. There's been no real new evidence or anything else, other than what we spoke about a couple of days ago. What is supposed to happen, I believe, is that. Oh wow. Okay. What is supposed to happen, I believe, is that in the next week or so, he's supposed to be back in court. I believe more information is going to be put out at that point in time, as well as the 911 call is actually supposed to be put out sometime soon as well. They didn't want to put it out immediately due to, of course, the ongoing investigation, and they're waiting for the prosecutor to kind of get everything put into place to where it becomes a thing that all of this information as it comes out plays some relevant part to the actual court hearing. The issue with all of this, a couple of things we didn't talk about the other day, is the shoes. So they found footprints, bloody footprints. The shoes had a diamond pattern on them. Everyone automatically went Vans. Does he look like the type of dude that wear Vans? Yeah. Let me stop. I know a lot of people wear Vans. Whatever. But if they find the shoes matching, of course, that puts him in a even shittier in a shittier hole than what he's already in. As far as the young woman who saw him, and this is something somebody brought up in the comments on the video that I put up on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. First off, someone brought up the factor of tunnel vision, as far as him having tunnel vision while he was leaving. Tunnel vision, when it comes to criminal cases, is usually used against the police and everyone else, saying, hey, they have tunnel vision on a very specific suspect. But I understand what they meant in this situation. They were talking about, well, it was dark, he was masked up, he was trying to get the hell out of there. She saw him, maybe he didn't see her, and he had tunnel vision because he was trying to get out. That is a very, very valid question and a very valid point. It's very true. I made that clear, prior to what we spoke about the other day, that this guy, more than likely, she saw him and he was like, hey, you know what? I'm just trying to get the fuck out of here. It's dark in the spot. He's just trying to find his way out. So tunnel vision on that, as far as him not actually seeing her. But all the different information that's coming out, it's like they were saying that the two of them saw one another, eye to eye. And then he just kind of turned away and walked off. Again, it still could be a situation that even in the dark. Now, what I wonder is, did she have her light on? That's not answered. Was it off? What was the case when she peeked out that door in order to see this all black frame, the bushy brows? I mean, she obviously saw his face to some extent. Even the mask coverings and everything else were there, but she obviously saw enough to see the bushy brows. How did he not notice her? Other than, again, yes, he's freaking out, he's panicking, he's actually just committed this whole crime, and now he's trying to rush out. Another factor is they still can't figure out how he knew them. The only real motive behind everything is his major, what he studied. The only thing then tying prior are the pass-bys, his casing of the home. Another thing that was brought up is, where is it at? Someone said, okay, when it comes to the young lady who saw him, she could have texted a friend at least. And if she didn't know where her roommates were, why didn't she check on them or call them? Yeah, they could have been sleeping, but 8 hours passed. Didn't she want to have breakfast or go to the toilet? Something doesn't add up. So we discussed this, and I made my reason. I gave my reasoning as to why I was like, there's no freaking way she shouldn't have called the cops or checked on someone or anything like that. And at the same time, someone, Nina, of course, made the points of she was in shock and all these other things. So the more I look into it, what they said is after she saw him, she was up 3 different times. They said no one knows yes or no on this question here. But was she drunk? Was she possibly, as she smoked a little bit of something, had the sticky icky, the stickiest of the icky. No one knows the answers to that. But we do know it was a college spot. There's a lot of traffic that comes in, goes out, a lot of drinking and shit like that happens. No one knows. But she did go into shock. She had the sense of mind to close and lock her door. Didn't go hide in the closet or anything else like that. But she closed and locked the door. Obviously had her phone there in the room. Could have made a text, a phone call, anything, but did not. So that's a lot of stuff that's actually weighing on a lot of people as far as why didn't she do any of this stuff. The next thing is this, though, too. What if, this is something in the actual court case. Like, the defense is going to try and make her fuck up. They are going to do their best to make her slip up in her story. Because again, the things that I brought up were, she could have been drunk. She could have, smoked a little something. It was late. She was sleeping. She was waking up in and out of, just like Nina said, she kept waking up in and out of sleep 3 different times to go and check. But even though it sounded more like she was more coherent than what people want to, give her credit for, after hearing the things that she heard, the very specific things being said, and then going to the door 3 times, and then making out the figure and the bushy eyebrows and all this other stuff, the face. After all of that, there was some level of coherency to it. But the defense will attack her. They will fight in order to make her slip up at least once. Because if they can, then it gives reasonable doubt to his side of the story. Plus, the other part of it is they can't find the knife. They still haven't found it. They've been checking like wooded areas around everywhere, around the location, all of that stuff. And to me, here's the thing. What I want to know is what was the gap between him leaving the house, getting into the car, the Ring doorbell catching his car as he's, heading out. They said that the phone didn't come back on in that area. His phone didn't come back on in that area till about 5 or so that morning, even though they said that the actual murders happened between 4 and 4:25 that morning. So that gives, if you take that into account, that's giving almost an hour gap before his phone came back on. So then the question is, what time was he seen? Oh, that's right. So the camera caught him somewhere within that time as well. So what happened with the rest of that time? Did he go and get rid of the weapon? Did he go and get rid of the shoes? There's so many questions that need to be answered in order. I think people are already automatically assuming he did this because there's too many things that are pointing at him. There's too many coincidences, all of that good stuff. We all know how that goes. Court of public opinion is more than likely already like, hey, yo, he did this, lock his ass up, throw away the key. It's going to be hard, I believe, to find a jury that's not going to feel exactly the same way. Because anyone who says, especially if you're pulling the jury of peers from Idaho, anyone who says, no, I haven't heard about this case. No, I haven't watched anything on this case, I'm going to have to say is a damn lie. So I think the defense, no matter what, has a hard road ahead of them. But the biggest thing I think that needs to happen is they need to find that murder weapon somehow, some way. Anyway, again, you guys go ahead. Feel free. Let me know your thoughts everything else on that. We are going to do tender, but right now I'm going to take a quick break. I need to hit the bathroom, grab myself some more water, so on and so forth. Chat amongst yourselves, do whatever. I'll leave you guys with some music.